Oh, there you are. Hey up, troops. Hey, Littleton here again with another video, and we're starting a new series. It's a mini-series. It's only going to be 4 episodes, but it's going to be Valk cams on every single rank map. Now, there's 16 rank maps currently in the pool. We're going to look at the first 4, which is Bank, Border, Chalet, and Clubhouse. I'm going to go through the 2 main sites, and we're going to look at 3 cameras per site. So 6 cameras a map, 24 cameras in total in this video across the 4 maps. So one thing I never normally say at the video is like, comment, and share and all that sort of stuff, but I do actually want you to get involved with this video. I need to increase my Valk cam knowledge. What I'll show you now are good cams, but I've seen some incredibly creative people throwing cameras in like indestructible places. I don't know any of them, so if you know any, get them in the comments below. That's enough waffling for everybody involved. Let's get stuck into it. We're on to Bank then, and we're going to look upstairs for the first one, and it's really, really simple. You chuck it on this chandelier. People have been doing this for years, but it works every time. Just as you come into lobby, make sure you check on top of this door here, and on top of these chandeliers, and on top of that TV to make sure there's no drones. If you get here early enough at the start of the round, run straight out here, throw that on there. There won't be a drone there in time, and it gives you a really good view of lobby. Obviously, you can see all the way around, even though you're on that on the chandelier. I nearly said trampoline then. Now we're on this trampoline. You can see both doors. You can see banana stairs. You can see top banana right the way around here. You can also see a bit of the windows outside as well, which is really useful. Really, really solid cam. The next one I'm going to show you is over here in stock. Now, you'll notice that the ceiling is dropped slightly. So what you want to be doing is throwing the camera above the speaker, not onto this sort of bronze ceiling part. You still want to be on the wall, but you want to be just in behind this drop ceiling. You want to be aiming somewhere around there, which is like the first sort of mortar line that you see, the first line of the brick down. You can jump on there and throw it, or you can stand on here. About there. Now, what you can see is you can't see anything from the windows, and on the camera, you're not going to be able to see the windows. But they can't see the cam from here either, obviously. But when they push up to stock door, which is here, which is where people are going to be pushing out of, you get a really solid view of anyone that's going to be pushing out. The way people play stock is either here, holding that angle. Obviously, you can see them there. Or the more common one is here, holding this kind of angle, or this kind of angle, and obviously the double door is completely covered. So the last one for the top of Bank is here on top square. Now, there is a cam you can do, which I can't do. But if you watch Titanium Rollo's TikTok, at Titanium Rollo, well, on TikTok and Twitch, on all platforms, fantastic siege creator, she manages to get a cam in these leaves that sticks to the back of it. I can't do it. Every time I throw it, it just comes, like, drops back down to the bottom. But, I mean, even if you do throw it there, it is still quite hidden. It doesn't give you the best image there. But what Titanium Rollo does is someone manages to get it, like, indestructibly inside this. And I don't know how, because I've tried it and I can't do it. But if you're rubbish like me, what I do is come to this light, throw it to the left-hand side of the light. It's pretty well hidden from the door. If you don't know it's there, obviously. We know it's there, so we can see it. You've just got to be careful in the prep phase that you don't have any drones watching you do this from under the door. But this will give you a decent view of top square, and you can see when anyone pushes towards janitors. Just be careful when you're placing it in the prep phase. Obviously, from outside, you can't really see that it's there. By the time you get to here, you've got your back to it. So yeah, useful cam, but if you watch Titanium Rollo's TikTok and you can do this, please teach me how. We're downstairs on Bank now, and your first one is going to go in this black car down in garage. Now, just one point of note, we need to shoot out this window or this window, but don't shoot out the other side because it's very obvious to the attackers that you've shot it out if you do. So just shoot out this side, place the camera on the pillar on the other side of the car there. And for any attackers coming in, the car doesn't look like it's been touched at all. You can't see the camera throughout the glass. Yes, we know it's there, as we always say. But if you didn't know that was there, you certainly wouldn't be looking there. Now, what you don't want to do is come to the car and just shoot out the glass like that and throw it in there, because you've shot out that side now. And look how much more obvious it is now. You can see now that that's been tampered with. You can see there's no glass in this pane. You can see the camera a bit more easily. So remember, don't shoot out this side of the glass. Just shoot out one pane on this side. That's going to give you the angle that everyone holds on garage, which is behind the ambulance or behind the bank truck here, and then also behind this angle here. Now, the other one's over in blue. We might as well talk on the way there. What did you have for your dinner? I had spaghetti and meatballs tonight, and it was absolutely delicious, as opposed to that lemon chicken that we had the other week. In server here, there's a ton of different places you can throw it. I like to get it behind these struts. I've seen people throw it behind this as well. I mean, as long as you're going behind this back wall, you can't really sort of get it wrong. You can throw it behind this little lip here. What you want to do really is when people walk into server, you don't really want them looking anywhere up here to see the cam. I throw it on the back of this here. It's pretty difficult to see, even if you like blends in quite well color wise. It's It's going to give you a view of all of server. One of the most useful cams to have. Don't sit on it early round if you can avoid it, because obviously when it's lit up blue or red for the attackers, it looks a lot more obvious, but there it blends in quite well. Finally, we're up here in open area, and if you can get a cam in here when defending when defending basements, if you can get a cam in here, in open area, it's pretty obvious to find because you're going to be going across this back wall. If you can get a camera in small office without a drone seeing you, whenever you come into open area, just look all the way along here for drones because they're always going to be along there. Obviously, you've got the drone all to worry about here. Just get a camera in here. It doesn't matter where, but make sure it's on the back wall. You don't want to be putting it here or here because when you walk in, it's going to be glaringly obvious. Just get it behind, probably somewhere near that lamp so it blends in a little bit. And you would not believe how strong having a camera here on the hatch, knowing when someone's going to drop the hatch, but also I can just open the hatch here without destroying. Let me just move it away from the camera a little bit just in case it destroys the camera. You can actually see from there a little bit down in sight as well once the hatch is open. Not great, obviously, but it's worth noting. But yeah, getting a camera in here, honestly, it will win you so many rounds because you know there's someone on hatch. But the thing is, not that you know someone's on hatch, you know when they've dropped, and you can call to your teammates that they've dropped or playing around this area. We're up here on border now, and there are a ton of good cameras to use around this area. Firstly, you've got to choose which way you think the push is going to come. Is it going to come from the main breach from Armory, or is the push going to come from east? Once you've decided that, you can choose where you're going to put the camera. Now, one tip I recommend you do is at the very start of the round, as soon as you spawn in the prep phase, get on cams. And the reason you would do that is if you go to the east cam, you can see how many drones have spawned in the east side of the map, and that means how many attackers have chosen to spawn this side of the map. Obviously, that isn't a dead giveaway because attackers can change the spawn, but if you see 3 drones spawn east side, chances are it's going to be an east side push. Obviously, at the start of the action phase, you can jump back on as well and see if someone destroys the cam on the east side, and then you know someone's definitely pushing east if they do. But if they're not, first cam for me goes in behind this lamp. Really difficult to see because it blends in so well with the bright light. Obviously, as an attacker, you're going to be here, and when you're looking, you know, if we're not staring at it, it's pretty hard to see. The next 2 are absolutely world class. This one especially. Shout out to Seaway, by the way, who doesn't really play Siege anymore. I wish he did, but he showed me this cam years ago. Just in the architrave, or in the sort of dome, or whatever you want to call this. Get it up there. If you're pushing the office double, you can't even see it, but obviously, I'm going to see your toes. But the key with this cam as well is, you know, when you're pushing out from top east, you don't see it either because by the time you come out, it's not even in your screen. But what you see from here is insane. You see pretty much all of office, all of the top east corridor, break balcony, and top east door. It's insane. Triple wall as well if they come in triple wall. It gives so much view. And it's almost impossible to see. Even though it looks obvious, doesn't it? You think that's a crap camera. I'm telling you, that is unreal. And the next one for me is in servers. Again, in the prep phase, be careful there's no drones here or drones coming through break door. Anyone who's watched me stream, you see me do this all the time. Get it in here, tuck it in up there. Blends in really well if you're not looking at it like staring at it. But from here as well, you can also do the pre-place C4. You can pre-place C4 this window, which is what I do a lot. Or you can just play below and get ready to C4 this area. Obviously, this whole floor here is soft. It's soft in kill box. It's soft in break room as well. It's soft everywhere along here. This is not really about Valkyrie, but what I tend to do is once I've got my camera in there, I'll go downstairs. Remember the solo queue video where we prone peek the door? I'll come down here. I'll prone peek the door, see if we can get a cheap kill from someone trying to, get rid of the default camera. And then this is really ratty, but if you go behind here, you can like sort of tuck in behind here and be on your cams. Try and help your team out at the start of the round to tell them where the push is coming from. And then from here, you can start going back over to customs. You can run out the front door if you want to, but you can go back over to customs. Then you can start thinking about that pre-placed C4. Well, it's not pre-placed, is it? Because I haven't placed it yet, so pre-placed doesn't make any sense. You can start thinking about that C4. The amount of kills you get as Valkyrie by putting a cam here and getting a kill around here, or getting a kill on the window. If you want to pre-place it on the window, by the way, it's just in here. I put mine about there. And if I ping it on here, you'll see it on the camera. So as soon as they jump in, Don't put it right underneath the window because by the time you get off your cam and you blow the C4, they'll have moved a step or two. So put it slightly in front where you can see there. We've gone off track again with Valkyrie on border, but there you go. There's 3 excellent cams for border top floor. We're downstairs on border now, so if you're defending vents or bathroom, these are some really good cams as well. So in here in passport or in customs, sorry, get right in the corner if you can, underneath the table there. Very hard to see for anyone coming through anywhere, obviously. It's unless you go right back and you know it's there, you can kind of see it. Just there. I can't even ping it properly. Really difficult cam to see, though. It gives you a great view of customs, and you can see if anyone crosses through bottom east as well. Next one you want to do is over here outside customs / passport. Is on this part of the wall here. Blends in well with the wall, but you can see passport door, you can see workshop door, you can see down into bathroom, you can see the double lobby door. And then finally, if I'm playing Valkyrie on board, I will always still put a camera upstairs because you want to be getting those free kills when people walk in armory. So anyone that walks in here, remember these bricks are hard floor, but anyone around here, which is going to happen every single time somebody pushes vents because you want to take the vertical above, I try and place my camera between these emergency lights. Now, if I was any good at the game, I'd probably work out the lineup for it. I never work out the lineup, and I get it wrong every time. But if you can work out the lineup, please teach me. That's kind of okay, but it's not great. But the key to it is it's really hard for attackers to see that when they come through the door because they're not looking up there. It blends in kind of well. If you can get it in that gap, it's even better. Obviously, I need to learn the lineup. That'd be better. Either there, or you can put it in this corner here as well. So when attackers come in, obviously it's behind them so they don't see it, and then they come around here, start pushing down here. Now what you can do then is all the floor down in vents and in server room, and this is workshop at the back here. Does it change to workshop? Yeah, it does. You can see here, you just ping the floor with where you want to pre-place C4, and then you just sit on the cam, go to your little rat spot that I showed you last time. Wait for somebody pushing armory, and as soon as they come around to this area here, get off the cam and blow the C4. It's a free kill every time. Just remember, by C4ing, you've now created a bit of vertical, so you've just got to be careful under the vertical because there's going to be a hole in the floor. Once you've done that, you can't just be standing around by the rotate and knobbing about around here because there's a big hole above you, so just be careful with that. Chalet top floor then, and the first one we're going to do is in solarium, right behind this deer. Don't get it underneath the deer because that can be shot from the windows. You want to be behind the deer. Up here like this. From there, you're going to be able to see the top of solarium stairs, a bit of the windows, and also around solarium area. Coming over to the default plant spot. Now, you've probably seen this trick on TikTok where you can bounce Valk cams off each other. So throw one Valk cam on the bracket of this plant and throw another Valk cam at that Valk cam. And as you can see, it drops in the plant. Now, from there, you can then see the default plant spot behind half wall. Yes, it's obscured by some leaves, but you can still, like if I go and stand here, you can still see someone's there, right? What you can then do is pick up the other first cam and take that away with you. There's a ton of places you can do that, by the way. Now, the next one is down here in main lobby. And this works for both upstairs and downstairs sides. But if you get the right angle on this light, you can see it blends into the light there. Literally impossible to see. But when you open the breach, if I use my C4 to make a breach, you're going to see when people push the breach still, even though it's down there. So I just opened the breach, and then from all the way down here, you can still see when someone was to jump in here. Anyone that jumps in,
Location has been compromised.
you can absolutely see it, and you can see the breach for anyone pushing the breach. You'll be able to give that call to say, look, they're going through the breach, they're going through the breach. Absolutely world-class cam. Downstairs in Chalet now then, and the first one is outrageously simple. All we're going to do is throw it in the back corner of the site here. It's not a particularly well hidden camera, but I guarantee you it very rarely gets destroyed because anyone pushing in through this wall isn't looking up here, and anyone pushing in through this door also isn't looking up here, but the vision it gives you is superb. Obviously, you can see the default plant here from the side wine wall. You can see the breach wall and the main door. Really, really solid cam, even though it's so simple. Works really well. Up here on blue, you want to be aiming... I think I did a video on this previously, but you want to be putting this down the side of the deer. The aim here isn't to catch anyone walking down here. It's once they've come down the stairs and they're on the platform here, which is when you're going to be able to call it out. If you're playing blue, we're going off subject again here, but if you're playing blue, you don't want to be like holding this. This isn't what you want to be doing. You want to get the information that someone's walking down. So you see, when someone like gets to there and you know they're there, then you can just swing and pre-fire. You don't want to be holding the angle. What you'll find is you get grenaded down there a lot, but also, and you should do this as well if you're attacking, is there's a lot of the time there's someone just holding that angle there. So crouch and just pre-fire that angle. Even if no one's there, it's worth doing because a lot of people will just hold that angle. Like, you can be way more passive in blue because they've got to make all this way all the way down here before they get anywhere near you. It's so far to go. Finally, we want to be covering the fireplace stairs, and you can do one of two things, really. You can use that exact same camera that we talked about just now underneath on the light there, and that'll also... Let me throw it there again, because we didn't look at this last time, but I'll show you. That also... Obviously, you're going to be able to cover main lobby like we talked about, but it also sees stairs down here as well. If you don't want to do that, you can come over to this wall here. You can throw it in the gap of this triangle. And that's going to give you a view of the stairs as well, and also a view of the double door to kitchen hall or to dining hall. Shoot the jukebox. I like this cam. I think it's really solid, but also this one's really hidden, so up to you which one you want to go with, really. But they're solid for downstairs as well. On to Clubhouse, and I play Valkyrie on here all the time. It's tried and tested. First cam, I mean, I've shown you this a million times. I'm going to show you again. First cam goes in construction there. Literally impossible to see on the light. Gives you an unreal view of con. Second cam goes top red on the light, just here, but at the back of the light. Don't throw it in front or underneath. Throw it on the back of the light. Means any attacker pushing up. Really hard to see. I know, I say it's really hard to see, right? Then we look at it and you're like, that's not hard to see. But trust me, when you're pushing up red stairs and you've got barbed wire, you've got someone swinging you from the top, it's hard to see. But you're going to give you a view of all red stairs. Now, the last one, I either put it in the vending machine, sorry, in the fridge here to give you the view of lobby and bottom red and stock. Or you can go and put it in garage. And I am so basic with the cam that I put on garage. All I do is throw it right up in this corner near the girder. It's not snazzy. It's not, doesn't look good. It's not hidden, but it survives almost every round because no one's looking up there. They just never, by the time you get up here, you come around here, no one's looking up there. What you don't want to do, though, is have some numpty on your team red pinging on that cam. Because all they've got to do, getting red ping, they turn around and there's a big red light on the wall here. It's really easy to spot at that point. You don't want to be having to turn them around looking at that. Please don't red ping on the cam. But that's Clubhouse upstairs. Dead easy. I've done this a million times. Random tips while we're here, we might as well talk about it. You can obviously use your C4 to plant to deny the default plant, which is behind the bomb here. But one thing that will get you a kill every single round, right, is start the round by playing in basement and hold dirt tunnel. This doesn't get you a kill every round, but the next bit will. You'll get people, maybe 1 in 5 or maybe 1 in 6 games, somebody will rush dirt tunnel. And all you got to do is hold this, and they don't think anyone's going to be holding this. So they just run out of dirt tunnel door, you get a free kill. The next thing to do is play around blue. You can use your C4 on blue window. If you can hear someone placing a claymore and the window's open, you can get a free kill that way. You can also get generally quite a decent amount of kills from stock because people peek the stock door whilst trying to get rid of the bandit batteries on the wall here. But the way you get a free kill every round is if your guy on rafters dies, come below here in oil pit and just hold the stairs going up to garage. Because what will happen is the attackers will kill the guy on rafters. They'll kill the guy on rafters. Right, rafters dead, let's go, let's take garage. And they just run up here. And where they're looking here is there's a peek hole from cache that is generally made. So as you come up these stairs, you're generally looking up there. You're down here like a little rat, just shooting them in the as they walk up the stairs. It works out. Honestly, the amount of kills I've got from doing this is insane. Clubhouse Basement then, and we're going to use this light again like we did in the Fenrir video. I think this camera works, man. It looks obvious, it looks ridiculous, and you feel like it's going to be seen by everyone, but it doesn't get seen. You're going to be able to see dirt door, you're going to be able to see blue door, you're going to be able to see the hatch drop. Just literally an unreal view. I don't know why that camera doesn't get shot more often, because it looks ridiculous here, but trust me, it just works, man. I don't know if it's because like the light comes through the camera, I don't know. Next one is down at bottom main, just on the right side, or on this side, sorry, of the fire exit sign. Using the fire exit sign to disguise it. Yes, they're going to be shooting the default cam, but I'm telling you, I know it's obvious now because we can see it, but they won't be shooting the Valk cam there. And then you're going to be able to see all the long haul and down into moto. The final one is over in blue. And we put a lot of things here. I think we've done the same with Fenrir's in the past, where we put them up on this angle here. Again, really difficult to see as you're coming down oil pit, unless you know it's there like we do. But it's hidden by this ducting on the way down. And then from here, you're going to be able to see all of blue, obviously side door, anyone coming down from Adam, and down oil pit as well. Just remember, if you're on the cam and you're looking towards oil pit, it is a bit more obvious at the top that there's a cam there if this is lit up. Just try and be a bit more conscious of that. As you come down, though, it is hidden well from this ducting. Here, it's a little bit more obvious, but again, it all just sort of blends in well because it's the same colour. But yeah, that's Club Basement. 3 really good spots. So there we have it, 24 cams and a couple of extra ones thrown in as well for good measure around Bank, Border, Chalet and Clubhouse. Hopefully, you're going to be able to get you some more wins. Hopefully, you can be that good teammate giving information to the other teammates. Fingers crossed they'll listen as well. If you've watched this video for 10 minutes, if you've watched it 10 times, or if you've watched it for 10 hours, I can't imagine you've watched it for 10 hours, but if you have, unreal. Thank you. Yes, you, the viewer. The channel's nothing without people like you that watch it. I might make the videos, but if nobody watches them, what's the point? So I'm genuinely grateful from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for getting involved with the videos. It's been mad recently, and I really, really appreciate it. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Cheers.